What's going on YouTube? So here with another episode for our weekly analysis. Had a mixed sort of week last week. Again, stayed positive, but it was there were quite a few losers on the board due to the yen kind of just gaining a lot of strength after what we spoke about in the last episode. Um, there was probably an overreaction when the Bank of Japan had intervened with I think it was the money supply. I can't remember. It was a while ago. So the yen decreased in value quite significantly, and then obviously over last week, news came out that they probably hadn't done as much as people thought. So the markets had a bit of a shock, and the yen gained a huge amount of strength. And quite often that happens. Um, Prices will just smash through supply and demand zones when there is a shock in the market. But not to worry, we still had a few winners. I think we had the Spanish index return about AR, I think, on a buy and a sell move. And I had gold as well on a buy that I think that was a 6 hour trade, so made up for quite a lot of the losses that we had on the yen pairs. But yeah, anyway, we're going to get straight into it here. So at the moment, Aussie CAD only kind of zone we've got is a 30-minute zone. Really looked at this in detail. For the zones under an hour, we need to wait for confirmation to enter the trade. So if price gets back up here, we will need to wait for a 30-minute candle or price turning to make sure that we're, add that extra kind of probability in our favour. So apart from that, there's nothing on Aussie CAD, Aussie Swiss. We're currently in this 30-minute trade at the moment, and got in overnight. So stop loss is above here, and our take profit is down about here, I think. Yeah, bang on there. That was quite lucky actually. So potential 5.5 hour on this trade. Quickly show you the zone on the 1 minute time frame, so you'll be able to see it. Nice, easy consolidation, and hasn't retested. Price tried to get to it, didn't. Got into the zone. Time was at 1:20 a.m. Last night, so we'll see how that goes and that plays out. Other zones are this one. Not going to take that though. That's not a good zone for us. And then other zones are higher up. I need to double check though if these are ones we're going to place. They're not bad zones. They're not amazing because I would much prefer this leg to be. Let me show you. Rush. This whole leg. Sorry, this consolidation would be better if the leg was kind of up another kind of consolidation height further up, purely just because then this could be this whole area instead of an individual. So if I go here, it'd be like an individual area. It's kind of now done that and then dropped, so that's just that whole area could be the supply zone, but we'll see. And then further up, we've got a higher time frame potential zone. I can't even remember what time frame it says. I didn't label it. It's at about an 8 hour time frame. So we'll stick that on. I need to put that trade on actually. I've not done it yet. And then a zone higher up, but I mean price is quite far away from there at the moment. So we'll hopefully get a turn down into the lows. But normally if we get this kind of wicking candle and then price doesn't just roll over, a lot of the time it'll kind of go like this and then just keep grinding up higher. But we will see. Keep the trade on. Onto Aussie yen. Nothing really on here until 1 hour higher up. This daily zone obviously has been tested already, so nothing on there for us. Aussie New Zealand dollar, just this 4 hour zone below. AUD USD, so Aussie Aussie dollar, US dollar. 30-minute zone further down. Again, we need to wait for confirmation on that. That's the only real demand we've got below. 1 hour time frame, got a nice supply zone up here, so I need to put that one on. That's actually a really nice looking zone. This is a good looking zone as well, but price had already retested on the low time frames. So this draw on this thing here. So we've got a wee bit of a bounce, but not one for us to take. And I think here as well, this demand zone has already been tested on the lower time frame. We'll check. Yeah, it's already been tested. Moving on, CAD Swiss. Nothing on here until higher up, and I don't think there's anything below. To be honest, I think we're at pretty much all-time lows almost. Yeah, this is an all-time low here, so probably going to keep rolling over to the downside. CAD Yen, nothing until higher up here at 115.623, then nothing below either. Everything's too far gone on the left. I mean, this probably was a zone here. Time frame's that. Yeah, it's kind of bounced from it. I think I didn't take this because I think it'd already been tested in the lower time frame. And probably would have been, might not have been stopped out, but yeah, I didn't take that trade. So it wasn't a good zone for us. Okay, moving on. Swiss yen. So have a buy in here at the moment. Take profit is just at the highs because that's where our take profit is. Change my take profit from 90% to the next zone to 25% to the next zone. Try and get that win rate up. Let's see. And then zones higher up. Let's check if this is actually a zone that we're going to take. It's not bad, to be fair. I think it dropped out and then came back in. Yeah, it dropped out, closed, and came back in. So we're going to remove that. Again, it's just for take profit purposes, having that zone on there. And then the zone higher up. Euro AUD, nothing on here at all. Euro CAD, come into a supply zone and we're kind of pushing off it, but I think this supply zone was actually not one we were taking because we're not in this trade. That's a 30-minute time frame. Yeah, because you can see here, price dropped out of the area, came back in, and then dropped. So not one we are concerned with. And then nothing further below for a long, long way. Euro Swiss, pretty much same story. Nothing that we're going to really look at. I mean, this big area here is a potential where we're going to get a bounce. But it's kind of pullbacky looking for me rather than distribution. You can see it's kind of just trending like that rather than flat, and it's kind of, you can see the shape's done this rather than that shape. So it's one that we'll keep an eye on it, but probably not one we're going to have a look at in taking anything. And then zone further below, actually, here, forgot about this one. Only issue I see with this one, and you'll know from the last video, it's kind of two demand zones on top of each other. So we've got this, and a rise up, and that. So you could consider that potentially the whole zone. The difficulty when you've got these demand zones on top of each other or supply zones on top of each other, you probably want the stop loss down here, and then that's just going to eat into your risk reward. So we will see about taking that one. It's a maybe. Okay, moving on to Euro Pound. Only one is up here, and even then I don't think this is a really good zone from memory. Yeah, terrible zone. Like that. Euro yen. So bouncing off this 12 hour, I actually need to put our take profits on here. So in this trade at the moment, and our take profit is just higher up here at 3.2R. So we'll see if that manages to get there this week. 30 minutes supply zone higher up, not amazing. But again, need confirmations from that area. Euro NZD, I think this is coming into a 15 or a 10 minutes demand zone. So it's actually a 5, so not one we're taking. I only take 5 minutes supply demand zones during sessions. So at the moment it's 10:30, so we're out of a session, and I only look at gold, DAX, Aussie dollar, US dollar, Euro yen, Euro USD, GBP, GJ, GBP USD, NZD USD, USD GBP, and USD CAD. Very rarely. I look at the New York session sometimes. Sometimes you don't get setups in the London session, so it's always good to just have a quick look. Actually, speaking of what we're in at the moment, we've actually got a short from London session this today on the DAX, and our take profit is actually further down here. So it's a pretty lengthy take profit, but we had such a big rejection off the top that I thought, oh, well, we could make it all the way down. So we'll see. Moving back into these though. Euro USD potentially have a zone that was created through the London session today. Double check, lower time frame, and it's already been tested, so not one for us to take. And then further below we have this demand zone, which I think is pretty nice, but it might have been tested. I can't fully remember. Oh, it's only just been tested. Probably need a confirmation off of this, but that's a little bit frustrating because that is a nice looking zone. And then I don't think there's anything up further up here. I don't think there's any significant supply until a lot higher up. Just going to delete this 2 hour zone here because that's been spent. Okay, cool. And then GBP AUD, nothing on here. Let's have a look at this daily though. And it's already been tested, so no, not one we're going to take. Might get a bounce from it though. Got hourly demand here. Getting that lower time frame though. I bet it's been spent. Oh, what am I doing? We're in bar replay mode to get back to that. That makes more sense. Yeah, so nothing on GBP AUD at the moment. GBP CAD. Sorry, voice breaking there. Nothing on GBP CAD either. Apart from lower down, that's a good zone down there. Pound Swiss. Nothing really on this either. Not good. GBP JPY. Bounce off of a demand zone, but this isn't a trade we took. 30-minute zone higher up, and then we've got zones further down below, but that's quite a while away. Well, the way that it's been dropping, it's actually not that far away, I suppose. If we go left though, it's an okay zone, it's not amazing. I don't like this wick here, but we've got decent sideways movement. Still not the best though. Okay, moving on to GBP NZD. Nothing on this either, so really running out of zones here. Just entered this trade here today on GBP USD. Kind of really smashed into this zone, and price is trying to hold up, but to me this is probably now going to do this and then up, because I think there is a bigger zone below. Well, might come down into this sort of base in here, but this base doesn't actually count for our strategy just because it's already been tested in that, and that's why I've not got it marked on. Our take profit though on this, it was a lot higher up. It might actually be, we'll probably have to change our take profit to actually where price is there. Yeah, probably have to change our take profit to there because this is a potential. There is some supply above there. Let's have a look at the daily though. Yeah, it's a long way for the, well, I mean, people could be buying off of this for daily demand. Ideally, we want to take it all the way up to the highs, but it's a very, very lengthy take profit, especially. See, when you see these candles, like these little bear candles that do that, a lot of the time it's building momentum to then just drop out the sky. We know what the pound's been like over the past sort of probably almost 10 years now. It's just been so weak, and every time it gets up to a new high or it just falls off the face of the planet. You can see here all these highs and it falls, highs and it falls, highs and it falls. But yeah, we'll see. Might get a wee surprise and get higher up, but I'm going to keep the take profit open at the moment. We'll see how we're getting on up into the area that I suggested earlier, which was around about there. NZD CAD, just this zone here that we've had a bounce off. The only reason I've kept this on is because I need to log it as a trade. 4 hour, got an 8 hour zone here, but I think, to be honest, it's not a zone. It's not gone far enough without a bull candle, and yet nothing else on NZD CAD. NZD Swiss, just the 1 hour candle further up, which is a pretty good zone. NZD JPY, 15 minute and 50 minute further up, nothing else below, pretty rubbish. NZD USD, had this 50 minute marked on from London session, so it's okay. It's not the best. It's kind of a little bit loose. We want price action to be more, you can see here this has gone like that, sideways and up, down like this. Kind of want price action to be more like this, sideways action. So we need a good confirmation candle from that zone to take it. Okay, and then 30-minute zone lower down. Dollar CAD, absolutely nothing on this, pretty rubbish. Dollar Swiss, had a bounce from an hourly demand zone here earlier on Thursday. We missed that trade though, just because I wasn't watching the charts. And then we've got the 4 hour supply zone further up, but again, probably not going to take that one just because you can see it's kind of a down and just a pullback rather than a distribution. There is some distribution, but it's not as strong as we'd normally like. So we'll keep an eye on it and we'll see what happens. Dollar yen, what's that? 10-minute zone down here, which we'll probably get a bounce from. And then 30-minute, 50-minute, and then kind of a loose distribution up the top here for 4 hours. I think it's a 6 hour or a 7. Could be an 8. It's a 7. Okay, 7 hour zone. USD, Singapore dollar, got a nice 2 hour zone below. That's actually a really good zone. And then in the hourly, I'll show you the 2 hour zone. Drop, base, rally. So that's a really nice zone there, which we will be putting on. Index, gold, daily, demand below. We could see price really rally off of this area, back up into highs. We could go like this and then start another bull run. There's a lot of demand below, there's not much supply above, so I'm predicting this gold market to actually rally significantly into the end of the year, probably target like 2,500 before you maybe get a fall off. Let's see here, silver hitting to daily demand, so we're having a bounce off of that. At the moment, not a trade we've got on though. Hourly zone above looks quite good. One issue with it as well, I know it's impossible to not have any issues, but well, no, this is actually okay. This is not just a pullback, so this is actually a good zone. We will sell off of that. And I think this was a bounce overnight on this 50-minute zone, but we'll just take that off. Platinum, 30-minute zone higher up, and that's it on there. Palladium, having a bounce off this hourly zone. But I suspect that's probably going to go through it, and then nothing else further up. This isn't a trade we're in, as it happened overnight. Crude oil, potential zone higher up. It's not great, that's why I've not got it labelled. 50-minute zone further down though, that is a good zone. Again, need confirmation. Natural gas, I've not looked at this today. Four-hour zones, nothing really. I'm not even going to look at it, it annoys me. 2 hour zone on S&P, it's a good looking zone. One issue with it is it's been kind of tried to be retested. That's okay. One we're going to take, and then this zone below would be the take profit. It's a potential to bounce here, but I don't like this zone either because it's just kind of gone up in a kind of diagonal fashion rather than flat. Nasdaq, 2 hour zone above, it's good, and above that there's another 50-minute zone, and then there is 4 hour good supply, demand below. So that'll be where your take profit is if there's not another zone that appears. US 30 or the Dow, nothing on this. Russell, nothing on this apart from below. Canadian, it's doing pretty well. We're up 3.8R, but we're looking for new highs on this to take profit. The DAX, you can see here it's rebounding, which is a bit annoying, but can't do anything about that. Hopefully we'll get another leg down, but we'll see. It's okay though, because I think we had a Euro Yen and a gold winner on Friday afternoon for a total of 7R, which was pretty tasty, to be honest. Saved the full week, so I think we were up 3.5% for the week on the account, thereabouts. The FTSE, like I said, price was going to fall out of the. We had the loss on this, so this is why this is frustrating. You see here that zone, which is highlighted. I remember saying price is either going to do three things. Like I said, price is either going to go down, base, and a massive supply zone created, or price is going to go base, touch our zone and go, or it's going to go base, go through our zone, and then blast. And unfortunately for us, it's gone straight through the zone and immediately turned after it. but that is what happens sometimes. I wonder what it actually hit. Dipped back into this area and gone. So obviously there was so much orders in there, or so many orders in there. Still left off. Not to worry, but yeah, nothing else on this on the FTSE at the moment. Japanese index, we've got a 50-minute zone above. It's tried to touch it and go, didn't quite get there, which tells me we'll either come back and go like that, or we're going to go slow grinder into it and then go higher up. I'm giving you these scenarios, but this is kind of usually what you see happen at the zones. Either take all the orders out and then go, or it'll just reverse completely. 4-hour zone on the Aussie and further down. The Euro, 10-minute zone higher up. Wait for confirmation on that one. We are bouncing off the daily demand, so might not do very well. That supply could just blast all the way through it because we already hit stronger demand. The CAC or the French index, supply further up, 15-minute, again need confirmation on that, and then a 3-hour zone further below. What we're doing, there we go, in here. The Italian index, 3-hour zone below, and then a zone higher up, but I think that zone's not great. It's very kind of a rally-based drop, and for the rally-based drop, I'm not sure I've mentioned this, you kind of want them at the either the top of a trend or at the bottom of a trend, like that, rather than what this one is here is an up. That's the top of the trend. It's gone like that, base, and then down. We want this up here for the higher probability setup. The Swiss index got a 30-minute zone below, which is nice and tidy, so we'll need to wait for confirmation on that. And then, yeah, just that 8-hour zone underneath here, which is really tidy. Spanish index had a couple of winners in this last week, but now run out of zones, nothing left. The Bund zone further down below, and we've got a 2-hour zone above. And then I've started looking at the bobble and UK gilt and the US Treasury bonds, so we'll have a look at these quickly. So demand zone further down for the bobble, don't think there's any supply above. Going to expect bond prices to rise. So what happens when bond prices rise is interest rates come down. So I'm suspecting interest rates across the board are going to come tumbling down. So if you're going to buy a house, wait for another 6 months and you'll probably get a good deal. Mind you, that means house prices are probably going to go up as well. So, well, whatever you'd rather do, pay higher deposit and less monthly bills, or you pay a lower deposit and higher monthly bills on a mortgage. So whatever way you want to do it. Okay, 4-hour. Nothing on that. Okay, UK gilt. Got a 30-minute zone below. We've got a little bit of a down, a drop base rally, but again, like I said, we'd rather this at the bottom here. US 30 got in this trade on Thursday, so we're up. What are we up right at the moment? 4.8R. We're just taking it to the highs, and then the 10-year note. But nothing on this. It's very choppy. The 5-year. Got a nice demand, daily demand that's set up. And this is why I'm saying longer term, we're going to get interest rates coming down. Probably going to get going on a bit of a bull market on the bonds, and then a new demand on the 2-year note as well. The reason I say that as well, you'll see real estate prices are going up, and that is because bonds are going up, so rates are coming down, essentially. That's from my knowledge of how I understand the market works. Crypto, Bitcoin bounced off a 7-hour demand, and we're still going on it. Kind of annoyed. We've missed our entry here, and we're up 30% on the market, but that's okay. Ethereum, we 10-minute zone in here. Yeah, nothing else to really speak of, and that is all the markets we're looking at the moment. So yeah, hope you all have a good week, and stay tuned for the midweek update on either Wednesday or Thursday. And I'm going to post also the roundup of the London session trades from last week as well, from Friday. Hope everyone has a good week. Catch you later.